Over the last few months, and especially over the last NFL season and currently during the NBA season, I've really started to notice just how much gambling has taken over. I know it's been around for years, but I think the really eye-opening moment for me with sports betting was when three creators that I like to watch on YouTube, Drew Gooden, Coffeezilla, and Goodwork, which are all kind of different types of creators, but they all made a video about the sports betting epidemic and just how out of hand it's gotten. And that really hit home with me and made me start thinking maybe there is something that can be done about this, because it seems like a lot of us are in that sports picks world because we are just sports fans that if we can make money on a prediction or on our sports opinion, that's amazing. But I really wanted to see if there was a solution or some type of alternative that could be made for sports betting and still hit some of those same feelings that we get from sports betting. And that's really what led me to build my app Sweeps, which is basically a free sports picks app where you can still win real money without having to gamble or risk your own money. And we'll talk more about how it works throughout this video. But I did notice something this year throughout the NFL season is I stopped thinking about, like, when you lose a bet, I don't think about I just lost $5. I typically think what didn't hit. So like if it was one receiver not getting his yards or one prop not hitting or one team not hitting, I literally would just think about what I could do differently next time to win, or the fact that I was so close, thought that the next one I would hit. So we don't look at it as money spent, we look at it as something that we'll get right next time. And then it just kind of starts a loop and you just are then just playing every game trying to get the next one right. Most of the bets that we're making are $5, $10. You're not really betting too much. And then even when you do win, you might win up to like $50 around there, and you're not taking that out, you're just going to keep playing because we're playing for such small amounts. You're never going to hit it big and have some crazy amount. And that's also why it's impossible to win long term. That's why these sports books are so profitable, is because it's so hard to get picks right that anytime you do, it's really just to get you closer to breaking even, and then you keep playing, and then it just snowballs. It's not like you're losing a lot of money, but it's something that it's impossible to be profitable like long term for the majority of people. So throughout this process of making this app, those types of things kind of clicked in my mind on what we could try to capture with my app, where you're still able to pick sports props just like you would on a sports book, and you're still able to win and earn money from it, because at the end of the day, it's also just the extra incentive on top of getting picks right, is that validation that you were right, but then also getting that reward of money coming in, even if you were just going to continue playing with that money and most likely never take that money out of the sports betting app. So how Sweeps works is it's very similar to your Prize Picks or your Dabble. You select 2 to 10 props similar to these other apps, and instead of depositing your own money or betting, when you're going to submit your parlay, you watch a video ad, and the money that is generated from that video ad helps fund these prize pools. I have a weekly prize pool and a monthly prize pool, where then if you hit your parlay, you win a share of both of those pools. The one for that week that parlay was hit, and then for the month prize pool that parlay was hit. So for like a quick example, if you had a 4-leg parlay, that would win you 10 entries into the prize pool. If the weekly prize pool only has 100 entries, then your 10 entries, you own 10% of that weekly prize pool. So if it was $100, then you would have won $10 by the end of that week. And what's great about this setup is the more people that play, the more ads that are watched, the larger these prize pools will go, because it's just more ad money generating larger weekly pools. Instead of competing against the sports book or against the house, you are competing against other users to get as many shares of the weekly and monthly prize pools as possible by winning as many parlays as possible. So at the end of the week, the end of the month, you'll be able to see the payouts you got from those prize pools. And an extra layer that I added to this was that instead of just letting people watch as many ads as possible and making as many parlays as possible, I have a daily limit of 3 parlays a day that you get to make. Yes, this does limit the amount of ads that get watched, which we are working on ways to maybe have a couple more bonuses or boosts that we could do in order to maybe add more ads to increase the prize pools. This does limit the amount of correct parlays that are going to happen, because obviously we know how hard sports betting is and how hard it is to hit these parlays. If you limit to 3 a day, the amount of people that are going to be winning on a daily basis is very limited. So which all that does is that increases the higher amounts of payouts that you would be able to earn. I hope that explanation gave you a good idea of what Sweeps is and what it's all about. I'm still trying to figure this out, honestly. I ran into a few issues issues just starting this app, and there are none that I ever thought of because I haven't really created and marketed my own app before, and especially one that's basically a free sports book has its own hurdles that I didn't even expect when I started this. And the main one has been the marketing of this app. So pretty much on any short form content app like TikTok, YouTube Shorts, Instagram, when I'm making content talking about my app or showing the screens of my app, it's basically getting flagged as online gambling, even though it's a free app, because the context of it doesn't get picked up by these algorithms. So that's been a big issue, that like any ads that I've tried making or posts that I've made to explicitly like show the screens of my app, they all get flagged and they all get shut down. I'm hoping that making a long form YouTube video about the app has a better chance of finding the right people that would be interested in this app and be good early adopters that would be able to play the app daily and also give me feedback on how I can make the app better. Because originally when I was working on design, the idea was I wanted to make it look very minimal, like just a very minimalistic app. So I didn't want it to feel like as addictive as a sports book. Originally, that's the idea that I was going for. I wanted it to feel more like a game. I like how it looks, but I'm always open to feedback to make the user experience work, because I want to have something that's great for sports fans that we can all play, have fun, get picks, and win money. And then we have so many ideas to really grow this in the future, where it's not just the weekly and monthly prize pools, but maybe also having a sponsored prize pool that goes to the top winner of the month that has the most entries or most parlays won, or paying the top 10 people that finish. All these great things that we could do in the future to make it actually viable, where you can win real money playing this app and not have to have that risk of losing any money. So I just think it's going to capture a lot of the same feelings of sports betting without the risk. But in order to get there, that's also like the second problem that I've kind of noticed here, is the prize pools, because they are ad funded, means you have to have people watching ads in order to get the prize pools big enough to feel worth it. So the first few dozen users that I've had join on the app, it's only generating, cents. You're playing for like 30 cents. So a lot of them don't stick around because they don't feel that it's worth it. I did, as of now, the time you're watching this video, just add $100 minimum weekly and monthly prize pools, just to get people that are finding it randomly, the early users, to at least be playing for something where they can win up to $100 a week. I feel like that's pretty reasonable, especially for early adopters. There's not much competition, and you'll see that on the app now because I just made that update and it's already been approved starting May 1st. So that's the first thing I'm doing. And once enough people are playing and the money that is generated goes over that $100 threshold from ads, it will then start showing an increase from that amount. So it is something that is still wired and ready to go to just grow with as many people that are playing and watching it. It also incentivizes you or anyone that you know to share this app with people as well, because the more people that play is the more money that goes into the pool to win. So there's incentives already there, but I'm constantly thinking about ways that we can really make this a great app for sports fans and just a overall good experience. So I know I'm also having to work on the messaging on my app, or maybe the overall flow of it, the screens, things like that. I watch a lot of YouTube videos to figure things out, but everything here, all feedback I get from you guys would be amazing. I really want to make this into something great for people. Like I said, we all watch sports every night. If we can have picks without losing money, why not? I want to do more update videos, whether it's weekly or bi-weekly. I'm not really sure yet. I'm kind of waiting to see what the reception from this video is and get some feedback there to go forward. I'd like to do more videos going over future updates that I want to make or that I'm in the process of making. Like I'm currently also going to be working on a leaderboard potentially as well, because this is a competition app. So I think that would be a really fun addition to this app. But if there are any other types of feedback that you can give me, I'd really appreciate it, because I'm going to be building this app in public. I feel like this is the best method of getting honest feedback from people that are truly interested in the app and what's going on behind the scenes, as well as marketing this app, because as I said, it's been a little bit tricky to market this. So I feel like this is a good way to find early users that have honest feedback and actually care about what I'm potentially building. I appreciate you taking the time to watch this video. I am going to really make an effort to keep you updated and make more content talking about the updates of the Sweeps app. In the meantime, please download the app. I'll have the link in the description. Play some games. We have NBA basketball right now. MLB just started, and NHL playoffs obviously as well. So make some picks, give me some feedback, and good luck on your parlays that you try. And I will see you in the next video.